Hello everyone and welcome. This is the Silent K and today we're going to be getting into some MegaMek. But first we're going to get into some MekHQ. Hello Virank, I'm glad you could make it. Always a pleasure, of course. Um, did mention, yeah, hey, here I am. Yeah, I hope you're feeling well. I don't want to Yeah, just I hope you're feeling well, and I hope everyone who is joining us is also doing well today. I did make some changes from last week, specifically in light of the fact that Marianas returned from deployment just in time to go on this deployment. Yeah, well, I guess that's all we can do. Um, So Marianas Lance returned from deployment just in time to be deployed to this. So I did a little retcon, not a huge retcon, but I didn't like give us any extra support points, which I considered doing. I didn't alter the scenario at all yet. It's still on the table because they are bringing rather overwhelming number of mechs, and especially overwhelmingly skilled mechs. Um, we are going to be deploying in a fortress city. We might have to re-roll that. We do have one re-roll row going into this. Hold on, just one. So yeah, Mariana Lance is going to be leading the charge with Petra in the lead. And yeah, I guess she only has one strategy and one tactics. Everything else has been going into leadership. Um, So yeah, we're gonna have one reroll. We might reroll the terrain. We are looking at a daylight clear, light gale kind of situation. We need to destroy 50% of them. We need to get 75% of the designated units clear of the base. We need to preserve at least 25% of the base infrastructure. So we've got some objectives going on here. We have specifically three different metrics that we're being graded on: survival of the mobile units, survival of the immobile units, and destruction of the enemies. The enemy is the Op4 and the Recon mechs, so that is two different sections here. We have the Op4, which is 24,500. For those of us who weren't here last week, or for those of you, I guess, who weren't here last week, because I definitely was here. Um, yeah, it's a star composed entirely of super elite 01 pilots in heavy and assault mechs, except for this Black Hawk, which is a medium. But that Black Hawk, it's a Black Hawk B, large pulse, Ultra 5, machine gun, ER small. It's not too scary. Okay. Large pulse and the Ultra 5 are going to be pretty accurate, but they don't do loads of damage. I mean, not like a Gauss rifle or a PPC. Or, you know, a pair of ER larges, which do 10 each. Oh, hey, wait, yeah. Let's not forget the Ultra AC-20 in the room. It fortunately only has 10 shots, but those 10 shots are going to go through it very quickly and they're going to do a lot of damage. We've got a Mad Cat B, which does have a Gauss rifle, as well as a LRM-10 and an SRM-4. Let's see. And the Man of War B, which has LRM-10, SRM-4, LRM-10, SRM-4 Gauss rifle. LRM-10, SRM-4 Gauss rifle. Gauss rifle, LRM-10, SRM-4. Okay. And a large pulse and a small pulse. Okay, so the Mad Cat is the better armed of the two. That said, they both have a Gauss rifle, which is scary on a 01 pilot. They're going to be supremely accurate, even out to extreme range. Because, I mean, extreme range, that's what, like 30 hexes for those mechs, for those weapons. Yeah, that's only going to be a +8. We also have to deal with a Koshi with an elite pilot, Koshi B, which has two SRM-6s, an active probe, an ER small. Oh, four. No, hold on. Two SRM6s, 2 tons of SRM6 ammo, 2 ER mediums, and an ER small. Okay. So not nothing, and a squad of elementals. They also have reinforcements, all veteran and elite pilots, 3 Thors, a Night Gyre, and a Vulture. And I am going to, I think, try to pronounce it Night Gyre from now on, because the subtitles, when I was watching my last video, instead of Night Gyre, they had the name of the nation, Niger, in the subtitles. So, since I'm not talking about the African nation, I will be pronouncing it Night Gyre from now on. See if that changes anything in the subtitles. We do have a heavy flak turret and a medium shredder turret on our side. The heavy flak turret has 3 LBX autocannons, all fairly light bore, and 4 LRM5s with a ton of ammo each. The medium shredder turret has, let me guess, machine SRM4s, 3 SRM4s. Okay, 12 SRMs is not nothing. We've got evacuating units. The Maxim, the Goblin, heavy tracked APC is probably going to be the slowest one, and a Ferris Night Scout VTOL. We need to get 3/4 of them off the field, so mainly the Goblin and the heavy tracked APC are the ones I'm worried about. The Maxim and the Ferret shouldn't be a problem. That said, I would like to give this AI unit, yes, configure bot. We want, well, let's maybe see if we can see the whole thing. We want them, I mean, can we do forced withdrawal? We used to be able to do a forced withdrawal. So yeah, we're gonna do bravery, runaway. Self-preservation is it hurts, it really hurts. Aggression is gonna be meek. Hurting will keep 5. Piloting caution will stay between, well, bump that up to 7. Facing awareness determines how many nearby enemies the bot considers when choosing its final facing for movement. Higher values make the bot face toward the median position of more enemies. Lower values, the bot focuses only on the closest enemies. And facing precision, we're gonna go flexible. Okay, so that is our bot configured for the evacuating units. Everything else, I think we can just use standard, basic, regular old princess setup, middle of the road with everything. That goes for the OPFOR and the friendly units. We do have, besides the, oh, we have base defenses and local fixed defenses. I missed that. We have a medium missile turret, a medium flak turret, a heavy bombard turret with 3 mech mortar 8s, all with shaped charge ammo. 2 more medium flak turrets and a light flak turret. Okay, so these medium flak turrets have LBX, 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 all with, 2s and 5s, but still good for crit seeking. We do have, besides the evacuating units, we also have an allied officer and a Highlander 3733C, which has an ultra, not an ultra, but a regular autocannon 20, an SRM6, LRM 20, Deadfire incendiary ammo, 2 medium lasers, only 1 ton of AC-20 ammo, plus a flak AC-20 ammo ton, which I think is 2 shots to the ton. I'm not sure. We might have to look that up. But flak AC-20 ammo is not going to do a lot of good against, mechs. So we might, you know what? We can't edit that I'm aware of. We can destroy it. So yeah, like I said, we did change the deployment. We are bringing Mariana instead of Aleutian Lance, which Makes me a lot more comfortable with our odds. And also on lance number 8, I noticed that we had Lou Ikarashi here and a Marauder 5A Mark III that we hadn't assigned to a unit. So I went ahead and assigned him, I think, to lance number 8 so we could include him, question mark, in this battle. And no, Lou is a lady. Okay, well, I'll try to remember that. The Marauder that she is piloting is Tentacle Shogun's old Marauder. It has the ER mediums, medium pulses, clan, medium pulse inner sphere, SRM 6s out the wazoo, and an ER large in the center torso just for that reach out and touch you. So, that and a Battle Master. The Battle Master is relatively close to stock. It just replaced the machine guns with the clan version, and it returned all the medium lasers forward facing, replaced the PPC with an ER version, and the heat sinks with doubles. Other than that, it's pretty well stock, including its lightly armored legs. I did put Marek Manahov in charge of the Lance, seeing as how he is besides being a 4-4 pilot, he has 7 leadership and an 8 tactics. Whereas Selma here is a veteran pilot, but I left her as a lieutenant junior grade because she only has like 0 tactics and 0 leadership. So she is not going to be in charge of the Lance until she can improve at least one of those skills. The Hatamoto Chi, again, lightly modified, replaced the SRM 6s with clan versions, just doubled up on them. ERPPCs, double heat sinks, 400 XL engine. The Emperor, 90 ton, 353, ER larges in the arms, AC 5s in the arms, 3 medium lasers in the torsos and head. 20 shots per AC 20 or AC 5, case on both sides. Double heat sinks for those ER large lasers. The Orion variant has a Clan Ultra AC 10, Streak SRM 4, 3 medium lasers, LRM 15, 4 inner sphere medium lasers, and a small pulse laser in the center torso. Plenty of ammo, case in the left torso. We are going to want to protect that left torso because once we lose that, we're down to 2 medium lasers, a streak. No, we wouldn't even have the streak 4, and a small pulse laser, yeah. We lose that left torso, we're down to 3 lasers. And that is everyone in that Lance. We of course have Petra and the Banshee, which did not have time to repair get itself repaired. Still rocking 2 PPCs and an Ultra AC 10. We've got the MekHQ, which didn't suffer any damage, has the PPC LB10X and the medium lasers. The Black Knight with its PPC, pair of large lasers, bunch of mediums, and Naren Limbrick in the Daishi with 2 PPCs and LB10X, a Gauss rifle, and a bunch of pulse lasers. So that is what we are bringing. That is what they are bringing. Let's go check out this map. Star game, the one that's highlighted. Okay, the enemy force appears to be well equipped. An allied mech officer, at least 75% of the designated units. Op 4 markings indicate a veteran force, no kidding. Base of operations gives us additional fixed turrets. Mech base gives them additional hostile mechs approaching the area. And the enemy scout mechs, of course, are part of our objective. We will commence the drop. And if we don't like the map badly enough, if we don't like our reroll options, then we will shut that down, come back, reroll the terrain, and go from there. But first, let's see what kind of terrain we are looking at. If I didn't just freeze the program. Okay, that's a good sign. It did something. All right. Compact display, show IDs. We are all deploying at the start of battle in the center. Well, hold on. Deployment round at game start. Okay. Let's see. Our Highlander also deploying at round start, worth 1,872 points. That makes him worth less than our Battlemaster with a 4-4 pilot. He's a what 90 tonner, 95 tonner with a 4-5 pilot. 95 tons, 90 tons. Okay. All right, we've got plenty of turrets. We've got the heavy tracked APC as a 5.8. The Goblin is a 4.6. So the Goblin is going to be our slowest evacuee. The Ferret, we can deploy you. Elevation. Figure. Deployment. Starting height. Let's go with 3, just so that he can get over any buildings he needs to, or she can, Pamela. Okay, we need to keep at least 25% of the turrets alive, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we need to keep at least 2 turrets alive. That shouldn't be too hard. The hard part is going to be killing half of the enemy op-4. They're deploying on the edge. Oh, heck no. If they're deploying on the edge, they're deploying at the beginning of the match, same as us. We'll do at game start. Let's see. Op4, where are the Op4 listed? There they are, starting edge, okay. We have the Koshi arriving on round 3 with its elementals. We have the reinforcements arriving on round 5 in the west. Everyone else is starting the battle on the field. So yeah, other than the Koshi and their reinforcement squad. Alright, let's check out this map. Oh, that is ugly. That is an ugly map. That is way too many buildings and not enough roads. It's been a long time since we've played on a map like this. I'm inclined to re-roll it entirely, but then we might not get our turrets. Can we city metro? No, maybe not metro. Hub? Ooh, definitely not hub. That's a jump jet only kind of map. I guess grid it is. I mean, that gives us limited avenues to escape. It does make it harder to do focus fire on them. But it gives our turrets, especially like the bombard turret. The flak turrets have good range, but if they're not on tall enough buildings, they won't be able to see anything. Medium missile turret with 4 LRM-5s. Yeah, I guess we will use the map as it is. Oh, minefields. Okay, yeah, we get to deploy minefields. I will definitely be doing that. They're starting on the edge. It's Little Willie. Hey, hello, welcome. Glad you could make it. How are you today? Hope you're doing well. You're here just in time to watch us deploy minefields and then mechs, and then turrets, and then vehicles, and then we've got the OP4 and the recon units and everything else. How many minefields do we have? We have 2. We'll put one there. One sec. Okay, so we'll put one minefield there. And we'll put the other minefield there. Okay, that way no matter which way they come from. Actually, I should have put them on the west, because I know they've got reinforcements coming in from the west. We did lose initiative, so we are deploying first. Fortunately, our allies lost worse than we did, so they are deploying before us. That gives us the Highlander over here. All the turrets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Strangler. Which one's Strangler? Medium flak turret. It'll be 5x2, it'll be 2x's. Don't know why he gets a name and no one else does. I've come up in conversation a couple times this week. I'm flattered and honored. I'm glad that I'm glad that another MekHQ streamer was sad they've missed you lately. Oh. I've noticed more and more MekHQ streamers lately, and I don't know if it's because there's more out there or if I've just been noticing them more, if they've been getting recommended to me because of the algorithm. But like little streamers like people like Heck and Doc and I mean I guess little Big Fluffy's a bad example because he goes way back, but just channels like that I've noticed a lot more of those popping up on YouTube. So like I said, I don't know if it's me or my algorithm or if it's just an actual phenomenon. But yeah, I'll try to be more consistent. Real life, of course, always has other plans, but yeah, I mean, it's good to know that I'm making an impact, hopefully a positive impact on people. It's good to know that I'm on people's minds, you know? I mean, not to sound conceited or anything, but it makes me feel like I'm doing this less for my own self. Can we zoom in a bit? A little bit. Let's put the map here. Let's see. Not the Orion. Let's start with, I guess, the Battlemaster with a PPC. It's awesome to me how many of us kind of walk the same circles and build each other up. Yeah, I mean, definitely. The community is one of the things I've always loved most about BattleTech. It may be spread thin, geographically speaking, but it's, I feel like, a tightly knit and closely woven community, which is cool. I haven't really done much in-person playing since I started streaming, but again, geographically thin. But yeah, I mean, for sure. Let's see. I want intel. I want to know where they're coming from. We've got 10 pin over here. 10 pin in the Black Hawk with the large pulse and the Ultra 5. Can we... Okay, so Petra is... I want Petra to deploy last because she's not fully armored. The Black Knight, I think we can counter 10 pin with the Black Knight. If they're coming in on the edges, could be coming in on from the sides or behind us. I can't really concentrate too hard on just the south end. That said, we do have quite a few, like more than half of our mechs are going to be limited to deploying on the north end, so might as well start there. Okay, we have LOS on those two roads now. Hopefully we can get sight on someone. Oh, no, we have a heavy here. We've got Piglet. Piglet and the Thor D. The Thor D was the one, the 2 ER larges. And 2 ER mediums, and 2 machine guns, and 2 AMSs. Okay. Piglet is kind of more of a sniper. If we could get in close with, say, the Marauder. The Marauder has pulse lasers and SRMs. So yeah, we can definitely outmass him. We are a 464, he is a 585, so we are going to have a little bit of trouble keeping up with him if he decides he wants to get away from us. But he's only going to be able to lose us by like 1 hex a turn, terrain permitting. That said, if he decides to jump down here, our best bet is going to be to jump like right there, so we'll lose like, I don't know, just 1 hex actually. Yeah, 464, 585, I think we can use that as a counter. Our turn to deploy again. How about the Orion? Can we see down this road? Okay. Still our turn to deploy. The Hatamoto Chi is going to be deploying in the north as well. Do I want the Hatamoto Chi here to try to keep up with Piglet? The Battlemaster is going to be, I think, going after the Nova down here. I think the Hatamoto Chi and the Marauder are going after the Thor is what we're looking at. And it's our turn to deploy again, and then it's their turn. So we've got a Highlander down here, we've got a Victor down here. No, that's Victor Rama in the Black Knight, not a Victor with an autocannon 20. We still have a Mackie to deploy, we still have a Daishi to deploy, we still have a Banshee that we don't really want out on the front lines. How about we put the Daishi towards the center of town for quick reaction in any direction. We'll put her there, or we'll put her on the crossroads so she can see down these alleyways. But that does mean she's going to have to probably walk. Actually, no, she's a 3-3, so she can probably roll a 3 on the piloting if she has to run from here and turn. So we'll go there. Okay, they have an assault mech. That is Pinball, that is the Man of War, Gauss Rifle, LRM-10, SRM-4. We will counter Pinball with our Mackie, who has all the medium lasers. The Gauss Rifle is scary, but nothing else really is. So I think that's a good counter. And then it's our turn to deploy, and then the evacuating units, and then the op 4, and then the evacuating units. Where do we want to put Petra? Thinking we can put Petra this crossroads. That way, yeah, because Nairn is watching down this road and this road. That gives us this road and that road. It also gives us a quick escape if we start taking too much fire. So yeah, we'll do that. There's the Ferret, the Goblin. I didn't see where the last op 4 unit went, but we've lost initiative again going into round 1. We rolled a 4, they rolled a 5, and they have a bigger bonus. Pinball Enchanter. Okay, who's Enchanter? Elementals. Tesseracts. Okay. Um. Got 10 pin. Oh, we've got a sensor return over here. No, we don't know who that is. But we can. Oh, we don't have anyone up that. We'll have the Battlemaster start running forward. That does mean that we're going to be exposing our back to Piglet. We might get a shot on 10 pin, but at that range, it's probably not a good shot. Is it worth sprinting? I don't know if it's worth sprinting. I would like to be able to turn and shoot my PPC behind me if Piglet does decide to jump in my direction. Let's see, the Orion. The Orion is the closest thing I have to being able to get down that way. So since there's no units for him to shoot at, we'll go ahead and sprint. Earl is waiting on Pinball, Emperor is waiting on Pinball, Marauder and Hatamoto Chi are waiting on Piglet. Let's see. Rude. Victor and the Black Knight. And maybe get eyes on that sensor return. It would mean that they would be focusing fire on us. Oh, there's Mandible over here as well. Mandible is the Mad Cat with the Gauss Rifle, the LRM-10, and the SRM-4, as well as the Large Pulse. For that, I think we want the Emperor. Go ahead and start moving. ER large lasers, autocannon 5s. Yeah, if he advances and we advance, we might have a shot on him at long range, or maybe even extreme range. Earl coming after Pinball. Pinball is a 5-8. 1, 2, 3, 5. Yeah, I think we just want to walk this turn. Let him come out of hiding and come after us. Hatamoto Chi and the Marauder, I'm waiting on Piglet to see what he does, and they might also have to come down here and reinforce against Pinball. We've got Petra, we've got Victor in the Black Knight. He still hasn't moved the sensor return. And Nairn. I think Nairn needs to start moving to the left to counter Mandible. Yeah, I think we're gonna go there. Two, three, four, five. Actually, we're really weak on this bottom right side. We only have Victor and the Battlemaster and the Orion coming down that way. And the Victor is gonna be out in front by quite a lot. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna back up Victor as best we can. I know it leaves meaning Mandible pretty much uncountered. Does mean we only need to make a 2. Do that. Let's see. Victor and the Black Knight. Is it time to go and check out that sensor return? Yeah, he's got to move something next. So that's either going to be 10 pin, the sensor return, or Pinball, because... Or Piglet. Dang, how have I moved like 5 guys and he hasn't moved anyone? No, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna have Petra, actually, coming down this way to try to counter Mandible, perhaps? We're not gonna have a shot on 10 pin, I don't think, but depending on how that sensor return moves, we might get something with our PPCs. What's the range on those PPCs look like? Okay, so depending on where the sensor return goes, we're looking at long range. Long range for Petra is 7s, 8, 9 for running, 10, 11 for his movement, presumably. Yeah, no, we'll just go ahead and sprint. Not going there. Okay, does that mean we're gonna need a 4? You know what? We're not gonna sprint, we're just gonna run because we are turning on pavement, so that'll be a 3. Not guaranteed in this group. The Hatamoto and the Marauder still haven't moved. Because Piglet hasn't moved, we're still waiting on Pinball to do his thing. Ballista. Ballista is the Ultra AC 20 Thor. So yeah. He's a 0-1, so at long range he needs 6s. And we're not at long range from him. Nairn, you're gonna have to tank this because Victor. Oh. Victor and the Black Knight. Moving backwards 3 hexes so that we can be 4 hexes so that we can be 9 away from Ballista. That doesn't mean that Nairn is going to be at medium range, so that's what? 2s? Because Nairn was not evasive. Ballista, what, ran? Ballista ran, so that's 2 for range, 2 for running, that's a 4. Yeah. Well, Nairn's gonna have to be the sacrificial lamb on this one. Yeah, Victor's backing up so that he doesn't eat a pair of AC 20 rounds, but Nairn is gonna have to eat those rounds. Okay, the Marauder and the Hatamoto are the only ones left. We'll have the Marauder. Marauder can jump to there. Lou does not have anything to help with the jumping targeting, or we can run and hope we make a 4. Or is it a 3? It's a pair of 3s. Pair of 3s is not that hard. It's not impossible to fail, but we made it. Okay, that was 10 pin moving up into the side. Okay, so Nairn and Victor are going to be focusing fire on Ballista. Petra is going to be focusing fire on Ballista. Battlemaster could be focusing fire on Ballista. And Piglet, the 585. If we back up to here, he can't get behind us. We can cover the Marauders back, but not the Battlemaster. Or if we back up to here, we can cover the Battlemaster's back, but not the Marauder. If we stand still, we can cover both of their backs, but not our own. That's... Hatamoto-chi, how much armor have you got on the back? You got a fair amount on the back. Not like your large laser heavy on the sides, but in the middle it is. We are going to stand still. Cover both of their backs. And then all of the evacuating units get to go, and they are not making their way to the edges fast enough, not nearly fast enough. Let's see. Mandible needed a 0, got an 11. Nairn needed a 2, got a 5. Petra needed a 3, got an 11. Ballista needed a 0. Marauder needed a 3. Marauder needed a 3. Got a 5 and an 8. And Pinball needed a 0 and a 1, got a 2 and a 5. He tried to fail that one, but didn't even come close. Alright, the Battlemaster with the PPC, we can see Ballista, but not only on a 13. That's the... Oh wait, no. We can turn and take a shot at Piglet, who is behind our Hatamoto-chi. We've got him on a 10. It's not great. That's 4, 5, 6 for running, 7, 8 for his movement, 9, 10 for range. Yeah, no, we're gonna fire that PPC and nothing else. The Hatamoto-chi is also going to be turning and firing a PPC at Piglet. That's going to be the right arm PPC on a 5 because we stood still, so it's our gunnery plus 2 for his movement. Is it just me, or would it make sense for head-mounted weapons to be able to fire into either arm arc? I'm just saying. Not proposing that we change the rules or anything, but I think it would be cool if it was that way. Let's see, Earl. Earl does not have eyes on literally anyone. The Emperor has eyes on Enchanter and Mandible. No. I'm the last person trying to rewrite the rules to Battletech. I am opposed to changing them in any way, shape, or form. They haven't changed in years, and I'm happy with that, and I want it to stay that way. And you can take that how you want. So we got a pair of 12s with the ER larges. And a pair of 12s with the AC 5s. We're not going to hit, but we got to take the shot. Yeah, the Emperor is about to take some shots in the side from Enchanter. The Marauder can take some shots at Pinball on 8s. We've got the medium pulse lasers. That'll bring it down to 6s. 4, 5, 6 for running, 7, 8 for him, and then, yeah, 6s for the pulse lasers. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this SRM 6 on an 8. Let's see, Petra, but the PPCs were firing on Ballista. Ballista needs to be a priority target. Ballista is like the scariest thing on the field right now. So we're gonna do a 12 and a 12, and we're gonna do a single 12. Nairn has bigger guns than Victor, so she's gonna go next. She's got the ERPPCs on 8s. She's got the Gauss rifle on an 8. LB-10X on a 10. Victor in the Black Knight has the ballista with the PPC on an 8. Large lasers on 8s. Medium pulse on an 8. And 2 medium lasers on 10s for 1 heat over. Heavy flak turrets are joining in. Ballista firing at Nairn as predicted. Our Highlander Allied Officer Mech selected LRM-20 ammo due to better damage potential. Battlemaster missed Piglet. Hatamoto Chi hit Piglet in the left torso for 10 down to 12. Does not help the fact that he's going to shoot us in the back. He jumped, but he's a 0-1, so that's going to be like 3s for him to hit. He's going to hit with everything. The Emperor missed on 12s. The Thor into the back of the Battlemaster. Piglet's shooting at the Battlemaster, not the Hatamoto Chi. Okay. ER large to the center torso, rear, ouch. ER large to the right arm, down to 14. ER medium to the right leg. ER medium to the center torso, rear, no crit, down to 21 structure. Destroyed the searchlight. Our Marauder at the Man-O-War, pinball. Hits with 1 medium laser to the left arm, 1 medium laser to the center torso, critical. Critting on his gyro and his engine. Very nice. And an SRM-6 hits with 4 to the right leg, right torso, right arm, and center torso. Down to 21 on the center torso and the right arm, 22 on the right torso and right leg. If the Man-O-War goes down, our Marauder can take credit for that. Petra missed on 12s. Nairn missed on the first 8, landed the second to the left leg for 15, down to 8. The Gauss rifle hits on an 8. For 15 to the right arm, down to 2. The LB-10X missed on a 10. Victor hit with the PPC to the left arm for 10, down to 7. Hit with the large laser to the left arm for 8, down to 10 structure. A medium pulse laser to the center torso, down to 20. The Black Hawk into our Officer Mech, hits him in the left leg with a large pulse laser, down to 28. Ultra AC5 to the center torso and left arm, 5 each. Center torso is down to 36, left arm is down to 25, and the ER small to the right arm is also down to 25. The heavy flak turret hits ballista in the left arm, and the left leg, and the left torso, and the left arm, critting on the Ultra AC-20. Oh, that is what we like to see. Ballista MVP right there. The LRM-5s all miss on 9s. The Thor did land a hit on Nairn's right arm for 20 down to 14. Did not fire twice, curiously. And now it's too late. ER large to the left arm for 10 down to 24. ER small to the center torso for 4 down to 43. And a streak 6 splashes around. Right torso takes 3. The arms each take 1. The left torso takes 1. Right arm is down to 12. Medium flak turret hits 10 pin in the head, causing MegaMek to force their first consciousness check. They need a 3, get a 5. Left arm, right torso each take 1. Pinball at our Marauder lands the Gauss rifle to the left arm for 15, down to 9. The SRM-4 lands the left leg, center torso, left torso, all of them down to 23 or more. And 8 LRM-10s with no minimum range, so they only need 2s to hit. I forgot about that. Left leg, center torso for 5 and 3. The heavy bombard turret, which... Okay, I was thinking it had 4 mech mortars, and I was like, why didn't it fire all 4? It only has 3. Missed on 11s. The Mad Cat... Oh, damn. Okay, the Mad Cat gets a lucky crit, a lucky hit on the Emperor's head for 15, destroying the Emperor, and yeah, Macon Arvison is dead. And we're gonna need a new head for the Emperor. And a large pulse laser to the left leg, critical for 10 down to 28, no crit, barely. The Highlander at the Blackhawk 10 pin with the autocannon 20, the medium laser, and the LRM 20 on 11s and 10s, all missed. The Elementals landed 3 SRMs on the Emperor's right leg, right torso, and the auto rifles to the right torso critical go into a double heatsink or 2. Ballista stays standing. Pinball stays standing. Needs a pair of 5s, gets an 8 and a 7. Marauder stays standing. The Dire Wolf needs a 5, gets a 3. Nairn goes down to the left torso critical for 10, down to 20. And she barely passed her seatbelt check. The Highlander also took 20, needs a 6, gets a 7. So only Nairn went down. That said, that Ultra AC-20 is off the field. That makes me happy. That makes me very, very happy. Physical attacks, the Battlemaster has got nothing. Let's see. Earl in the Mackie. There. Earl in the Mackie got nothing. Hatamoto Chi can't kick or punch Piglet, so we're gonna skip. Victor, gonna skip as well. The Marauder is gonna skip. Okay, the Thor kicks the Hatamoto Chi in the right leg for 14 down to 19, but did not knock us down. That said, I am sad about the Emperor going down so quickly. It was such a lucky hit. As a matter of fact, what did he even need to hit? Needed an 8, rolled a 10, and then got the head hit. Okay, everyone's running relatively cool. Our Marauder's at 2 heat, everyone else is at 1 or less, except our Highlander is up to 5. Highlander's taken a little bit of damage, but nothing major. We finally won initiative, so they are going to have to go first. Okay, so that was Ballista. Ballista in the Thor with the ER large. ER large, ER small, streak 6. Okay, so without the Ultra AC-20, not nearly as much of a threat, but still not something we want to entirely discount. Nairn in the Daishi. Level 0, medium building height 1, medium building height 1. So from here we should be able to see 10 pin. We should only need a 3 to stand up. Yes. We've got eyes on the Thor. Good. We also have eyes on... Well, we have eyes on the Thor. We also have eyes on 10 pin and the Blackhawk. Okay. We have eyes on both of them. Might or might not be a good thing. We'll move our Black Knight next. We'll get him 4 hexes from Ballista. Need a 2 for running and turning. Let's see. The Orion. Dusana Mecha, 4/4 pilot. Needs to start moving in that direction as well, now that there's no one down on that right corner. Need a 4. Can we make a 4? We made a 4. Good deal. Alright. We still have... Okay, Mandible over here is focusing on Nairn and Victor. Ballista. Okay, Mandible, Ballista. We need to get reinforcements down here. Petra. Petra, gonna move to there. Let's see, the Battlemaster, the Marauder, the Hatamoto Chi, and Earl are all up in here still. As a matter of fact, that's all we've got left. Let's see, Hatamoto Chi, we would like to... Oh, shoot. Battlemaster is the one that took the rear damage, so we want the Battlemaster maybe back up to there. Gives our back no enemies. Or we could run, we could move forward 3 hexes and then turn around, but I don't want to do that. Yeah. I think we're just gonna turn around and walk backwards a hex. Okay, pinball over here. Let's see. We've still got the Mackie, the Hatamoto Chi, and the Marauder. I think Earl is gonna take on the pinball. Do we want to run? All of our lasers are mediums, pretty much. Yeah, I think we want to run. Not quite into melee range, but actually we should have jumped. Dang it. We should have jumped. That would have given us exactly 3 hexes from him. Would have made us more evasive, and would actually have made it an easier shot for us because I believe... No, wait, hold on. Yeah, no, Earl has jumping jack. So that actually would have been an easier shot for him than running. All that's left is the Marauder and the Hatamoto Chi. The Marauder is going to get in behind pinball. Wait, pinball crippled and withdrawing. Shoot. Okay, so Earl is going to be focusing on the elementals, I think, if he hasn't already wasted that opportunity. The Marauder, Lou Ikarashi, jump to there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so Piglet can get on. Could do a death from above on us if he hits, which he would be getting a -7 for his to hit number, but just based on his piloting and the piloting differential. So we might be looking at getting a DFA here. We'll see what Piglet does. We've got the Hatamoto Chi to respond to that. Oh, okay. So the Hatamoto Chi is not going to be responding to Piglet. We will instead be backing up into this hex, where he cannot shoot behind us. Alright. Everyone succeeded. The Ferret, the Maxim, and the Goblin all evacuated, so that is 1 objective completed. Objective 2 is that all of 2 of our turrets must survive, so that one is currently completed as well. That said, we got eyes on 10 pin. No. Hold on. Okay, Battlemaster taking fire from Piglet. Large lasers need 1, ER mediums need 1, machine guns need 8. Okay, well, we've got him on 7s and 9s. 7s and 9s, and we'll throw in the SRM-6 just in case. Hatamoto Chi has eyes on Enchanter on 7s, so I'll do 1, 2. Let's see. Marauder has eyes on Enchanter as well, but only with one arm or the other. So we'll do medium pulse on Enchanter on an 8. Medium pulse on an 12. Wait, what? Oh, because that's an inner sphere medium pulse, it's a long range. An SRM6 on a 12 and an SRM6 on a 12. Yeah, that's what we've got. Not a lot of great shots there. Let's see. Earl cannot shoot at Enchanter because we're in the same hex. We'll be able to stomp on Enchanter, and I believe, hold on, melee master. So we could actually step on 2 of them, and we would be doing enough to kill them. That said, the only target we have is Pinball, who is already crippled and withdrawing, who's about to walk through a minefield, actually. So yeah, we'll fire, we'll do the ERPPC on a 6, we'll do the LB10X on a 6, we'll skip the ER mediums, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the ER small on 6s. Let's see, the Orion, oh, 10 pin, and looks like they're in this hex because they're in this hex and a height of elevation of 5. We cannot hit the building because it's blocked by terrain. Because this is a height. What? Height 3 building with a turret on top is blocking our view. No, probably this height 5 building is. Or this height 6 building here. Yeah, okay. So the Orion doesn't really have a shot this turn. We can take a shot at Pinball on a 13 with the AC. Or an 11 with the LRM. We'll go ahead and take a shot with the LRM, because why not? Petra does not have Ballista, 10 pin, or Mandible in sight. Does not have Piglet, and Pinball, or Enchanter in sight. Okay, so nothing doing there. Okay, so 10 pin firing on the Highlander. Firing on the Highlander, firing what? Don't know yet. Let's see. Ballista was the Thor C. That's the one with the large, small streak 6 and no autocannon. Blackhawk B is the large pulse ultra FC5 ER small. Mandible is probably the biggest threat of the 3, but is also hiding behind a height 5 building. Gauss rifle, large pulse, small pulse, LRM 10. So that's round 4. We'll have Nairn go first. Nairn will fire on Ballista. Or 10 pin. Actually, how strong is that building? 86. If we crumble that building, it would take 37 points of damage. And he would probably take about 37 points of damage. That said, 8s are harder to hit than 1s. So yeah, we could try and shoot him on 8s, or we could shoot the building out from under him on 1s, or we could shoot a ballista on 8s. He's got narrow and low profile, so actually shooting at him on an 8 means that we'd need a 10 to get a solid hit. Whereas falling damage and falling debris damage, he's going to take all of that. So yeah, I think we're going to try to do 37 points of damage to that building. That'd be 15, 22, 29, 36. Yeah, it'll have to be 43. Okay, so Nairn is crumbling the building under 10 pin. Victor has him on 7s or has Ballista on 7s at a range of 4 versus a range of 5. The medium pulse laser is going to make a difference, but the larges and the mediums are the same either way. We'll do 2 larges on 7s. We'll do the medium pulse on a 5, and we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4 9s. Actually, you know what? We'll do one of the PPCs on a 7, one large laser on a 7, and then everything else the same. 5, 9, 9, 9, 9. That puts us 1 heat over, which is fine. Gets us 2 more points of damage if we hit. Okay, all the other arrows are appearing now. No one switched ammo, no one gets eliminated. The Thor Piglet shooting at our Battlemaster. Lands both ER larges on 1s to the center torso and right arm, down to 30, down to 4 on that right arm. ER mediums to the right leg and center torso, down to 23 on the CT, down to 12 on that leg. And a machine gun for 1 to the right torso, down to 27. Battlemaster returns fire, hits him with a PPC to the left arm for 10, down to 7. Okay, medium laser to the right arm for 5, down to 12. And 4 missiles to the center torso, 2 to the right leg, and 1 to the left leg. So that's another 8 damage. 8, 13... Yeah, that's enough to force a PSR. It's not enough to force a PSR that he has a chance of missing. That Hoser could miss 1s. I beg to differ. Seeing as how we're rolling 2 dice. Now, I've seen him miss a 3, I'm pretty sure. Okay. Our Marauder lands a medium pulse laser on an elemental. Trooper number 4 takes 7. He's 3 armor remaining. Mackie hits pinball in the right arm and the left leg for 15 and 10. Center torso takes 5 down to 16. Right arm takes 5 down to 1. Left arm takes 10 down to 6. Right arm takes 5, hits the Gauss rifle, which explodes for 20 damage, causing Su Jung's first and second consciousness checks, both of which he makes with a margin of 2. Right arm takes 20 damage and is destroyed, remaining damage prevented by Case. Our small laser to the left torso, down to 19. The Black Hawk hits the Highlander in the right leg, and then jams the Ultra AC5. Because he missed on a 3. And the ER small missed on a 7. The Orion missed pinball with the LRM-15 on an 11. Daishi does enough damage to the building to leave it with 43 construction factor. So, yeah, pinball, was it, is going down. No, was it pinball? 10 pin. Ballista Victor lands an ER large to the left arm and ER small to the center torso, down to 14 and 24. That arm is not looking great. The streak 6 hits with all 6. Right torso, left torso, center torso. Left torso takes 2, left leg takes 2. Down to 20 in all of those locations, pretty much. Victor at Ballista lands a PPC to the left torso, misses with the large laser. Medium pulse laser to the right arm, crits on his shoulder. Medium laser to the center torso, down to 15. Heavy flak turret hits Thor for 1 to the right leg. The Highlander missed 10 pin on a 10 and a 9. The Mad Cat Mandible is trying to collapse building 1122. 1124. 1122. Oh, Mandible is shooting at our medium flak turret. Okay. I was wondering when the turrets were going to start absorbing some damage. And yeah, he hits it with the Gauss rifle, the large pulse. That leaves it with 52. Small pulse leaves it with 49. SRM 4 down to 43. Alarm 10 hits for 10, down to 33. Possible critical hit, ammunition explosion. Okay. was about to say, it had like 60 points. How did one mech deal that much damage to it in one turn? No, it took an ammo explosion. That's why. Flag turret misses 10 pin. Enchanter misses Earl. Needed a 7, got a 3, fortunately. Medium flak turret hits ballista in the left arm for 1, down to 7 structure. Medium missile turret hits 10 pin for 4 to the right torso, 3 to the left arm. Heavy bombard turret hits the elementals. 3 takes a couple hits, 1 takes a couple hits, 4 takes a hit, 5 takes a hit, and Trooper 4 takes another hit and is dead. The guy who that guy is the clan's version of Hoser, the guy who missed all of his shots and locked up the autocannon. Did he miss everything? Where did he go? That was the, not the Thor. It was the Nova, right? Blackhawk. Landed the large pulse on the Highlander's right leg. Missed with the ER small. Critical miss with the Ultra AC5, yeah. He did do 10 points of damage this turn, but yeah. Rolled a 2 and a 5. Not great. Okay. So we killed Trooper number 4 with the mech mortars. Building 10021 collapses due to damage. Building 10023 collapses due to heavy load. Blackhawk is hit by debris for 5, falls 5 levels, takes 30 damage, so 35 altogether, which is less than we did to the building, but we wouldn't have been able to do all of that to him because he has narrow low profile and he was a much harder target to hit. That said, he took 5 to the right leg, 10 to the right arm, left leg takes 5, center torso takes 5, left and right torso each take 5. Mega Mala needs a 5 to avoid hurting himself in the fall, gets a 7. Man of War took 60 plus, needs a 7, gets a 7. Everyone else passes their checks with flying colors. Physical attacks, we've got the Orion, is not attacking anyone physically. The Battlemaster is not attacking anyone physically. Hatamoto Chi is not attacking anyone physically. Petra is not attacking our heavy bombard turret. And our Marauder is not punching or kicking anyone. Nairn is not punching or kicking anyone. Wait, hold on. Didn't we have... Yeah, Earl. Why could Earl not fire on... Oh, he's got lasers in his legs, doesn't he? Okay, well, Ballista kicks the building for 14. It has 81 structure remaining, and critted on an LB2X. Okay, well, and we'll have to remember that Earl can't fire his leg missiles or his leg lasers and kick in the same turn. He hit with the LPL, about the only way he will hit. Yeah. Battlemaster is at 2, Hatamoto Chi is at 1, Black Knight is at 1, Daishi is at 1, Highlander is at 6. Everyone else is running cool at the end of round 2. Going into round 3, we've won initiative again. We outrolled them by 3. We do have them down to 80% of their op 4. They have our evacuating units down to 50. Oh, that's because... Wait, hold on. Oh. I thought we had 3 units flee already. It's saying 2 fled. Who else fled? I know 3 units fled. Okay, anyway. We're at 87%, they're at 80%. That's the important thing. Let's see. What can we move first? So what did he move first? Oh, Jazz Hands has joined the battle. Jazz Hands is a 7-11-6 with 2 ER mediums, and ER small, and 2 SRM 6s. and very little armor. Also not the best shot compared to everyone else. That said, Earl would like to jump down here. The Orion would like to run to here, I think. Or do we sprint? The Orion might get a shot this turn, so we'll have him run. He'll be close enough to shoot next turn. Okay. Piglet has turned himself into a corner. Battlemaster will get within medium laser or short range of him. Hatamoto Chi. Hold on. Range is 2. LOS clear, it says. I'm gonna go ahead and stand still and hopefully that this hex does not stop us from shooting at him. I know the defender gets to choose which hex it goes through. The Marauder, I think we're all gonna gang up on Piglet this turn. Marauder will walk. Petra. Can go face to face with Mandible, who has a Gauss rifle and a large pulse laser. We've got 2 PPCs, an autocannon 10, and a bunch of medium lasers. So yeah, I think we can do that for a turn, and then we'll probably have to back out next turn. Let's see. Enchanter has joined the hex that Earl is in. Going for another leg attack, I'm guessing, on a 7, probably. Actually, hopefully it should be higher than a 7, because we jumped this time. Nairn will get in close to Mandible, because we have Melee Master. And Victor Rama might just stand still, or maybe Victor Rama will go here where we've got eyes on Jazz Hands, or no. No. We'll go here where we have eyes on Jazz Hands so that we're not exposing our back to Ballista or 10 pin. That gives us medium range from Jazz Hands if he stands still. 10 pin is going to have to stand up. He can't jump this turn. Ballista, Ballista's a 5/8. Ballista can get in behind us, but we've got a Highlander and a Petra. Yeah, we'll go ahead and walk there. Oh, where did Jazz Hands go? Who just moved? Okay, the Goblin moved. Finally. Jazz Hands is up on a building. Okay. Pinball flees the battlefield to the north. That's huge. That is like 20% of their forces. Mandible needs a 0, needs a 1, gets a 2 and a 9. Black 10 pin needs a 1 to stand up, gets a 5. Heavy tracked by APC flees the battlefield to the west. Ballista needs a 0 and a 1 and a 0, gets an 8, a 5, and a 6. Okay. Who's first? Let's go with Earl this time. And this time we're not going to fire our leg lasers. Matter of fact, this time we're not going to fire anything because we have no targets. Yeah. Earl's going to skip. Let's go with the Battle Master first, I think. Because the Hatamoto Chi has more PPCs, but also has SRMs versus our medium lasers. So the chunk damage from the medium lasers, I think, outweighs the chunk damage from an extra PPC. And the streaks and the SRM 6s are going to be good for crit seeking after the medium lasers. So we've got 9s. was actually shooting things. Yeah, 9, 9s. Oh no, not the 13s. And a 9 with the SRM6. Yeah, we'll go 5 heat over. We can back up next turn. Hatamoto Chi at Piglet. We'll have him on 6s, so that'll be 1 ERPPC. Actually, no. Do the Marauder first, because we got the pulse lasers. We'll skip the ER mediums. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on 6s, and then we'll also do an SRM6 on an 8 to bring our heat up to 1 over. And then the Hatamoto Chi with 1 PPC, maybe a small laser, and a bunch of SRMs. On an 8, and then a bunch of 6s. That puts us at 3 heat over, which is perfectly fine. And Piglet hopefully is going down this turn. That leaves us with Banshee. Banshee is firing on Mandible. That's the only target she has. That'll be 1 PPC on a 7. Oh, no. The next target. We wanted to skip the PPC on a 7. We wanted to do double shots with the Ultra AC-10 on 7s. So that's going to be 6 heat. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 medium lasers, 5 medium lasers for 4 heat over. We'll throw in an SRM6 to go 8 heat over. Yeah, we'll take a targeting penalty next turn, or you know what, we'll skip one of the mediums. We'll do 5 heat over. We'll take a movement penalty next turn, but not a targeting penalty. Yeah, that sounds good. Let's see. The Orion has Ballista on a 9 with the Ultra AC-10, so we will fire that twice. We've got 11s on the mediums. A 9 with the LRM, and an 11 with the Streak 4. If it hits, it hits. If it doesn't shoot. No heat, no ammo. Victor at Ballista or Mandible or Jazz Hands. Got a Koshi over here on 6s. Or we've got his building, which is height 3. But we would have to do like 40 points of damage to it. So I think we're just going to go for Jazz Hands himself on 6s. So that'll be a PPC. I think we're going to skip one of the larges. We'll do an 8, we'll do a 6, and we'll do 12 heat in 8s. Yeah, we're not going to go 8 heat over. I don't even want to go 5 heat over right now, not on 8s. Nairn has Mandible on 6s. Or has Jazz Hands on 7s. That'll be Mandible, I think. Mandible hasn't taken any shots at all yet. Has the Gauss rifle and the large pulse laser. Also, we're going to kick him while he's down. So that is going to be... Oh, he took the day off work to play Zero Company today. I forgot that was coming out. Yeah, I knew that was Thursday. I mean, I forgot it was Thursday, but you had mentioned that it was coming out on Thursday, and I was like, well, dang. I took the day off work to do Battletech. We'll do the Gauss rifle on an 8, the LB-10X on a 6, and medium pulse lasers on 4s. We'll go 8 heat over on Mandible. Half of my watch list is playing Zero Company right now. Yeah, I've seen a couple of channels playing it. Christopher Odd comes to mind, I think. I forget who else. Oh, wow. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm glad you were able to make it. Sounds like it's a heck of a game. I might have to get it myself, but I might not at the same time. I've kind of got a lot going on in my personal life at the moment. So yeah, 8 heat over with the pulse lasers on 4s. No, let's skip one of the medium pulses. Go 4 heat over in case we have to back out next turn. Yeah, mandible. Oh, did not go prone. Okay, Piglet at the Marauder hits him in the left leg with 2 ER larges for 10 each, down to 5 armor. ER medium to the left torso down to 9. Machine gun to the right arm, left leg down to 3. Medium shredder turret misses mandible on 12s. The heavy flak turret hits ballista with 4 LB5X pellets to the left arm, right leg, right torso, critting on his Ultra AC-20 again, critting on his left arm for no effect. And the LRM 5s all miss on 11s. 10 pin hits the light flak turret with a large pulse laser, which triggers an ammo explosion, destroying the light flak turret. Everything else is moot because it's already got 0 construction factor. Our Battle Master at Piglet needs a 9 with the ERPPC, hits him in the right arm for 10 down to 2. All the medium lasers miss on 9s, and the SRM 6 on a 9 also misses. The Marauder, on the other hand, hits Piglet in the right leg with a medium pulse laser, hits him in the center torso with a medium pulse laser, hits him in the right arm with a medium pulse laser down to 7, critting on his shoulder. Medium pulse laser to his left and right leg, his right leg is down to 6. Hatamoto Chi hits him in the left torso with an ERPPC, hits him in the right leg with a small laser, and then 9 plus 7, 16 SRMs, it looks like. Left torso, right torso, 2 to the center torso, left torso down to 0. Left arm, left leg, left torso, crits on the AMS ammo. Piglet takes first and second consciousness checks, needs 3 and a 5, gets a 9 and a 6. 46 damage to the left torso, destroys the left torso, blows off the left arm, preventing the rest of the damage's case, but it does take a critical hit on the engine. 2, actually, since the side torso is destroyed. 2 to the left leg, 2 to the left arm, transfers into the center torso. 3 missiles, left leg, right arm goes internal, left arm transfers to the CT. Right arm goes internal, right torso, right arm goes internal, critting on a heatsink, right leg down to 1. So Piglet is looking really rough and took a bunch of damage this turn, including that ammo explosion. The Koshi hits Nairn in the left leg for 14 with 2 ER mediums, down to 27. And an SRM 6 hits with everything, half of them to the center torso, down to 37, 2 to the left arm, down to 18, 1 to the left leg, down to 25. Petra at Mandible missed with the PPC on 7s, missed both shots with the Ultra 10 on 7s, rolled a 3, a 4, and a 5. Medium lasers on 7s, we hit the right leg, right torso, left leg. Right arm down to 19, 3 SRMs to the center torso, left leg, right torso. The Orion hits the Thor in the chest with an Ultra AC 5 down to 5 armor, or an Ultra AC 10 down to 5 armor, and an LRM 15 hits 9 to the center torso, critting on his engine. Victor in the Black Knight hits the Koshi in the right torso with a large laser, leaving it with 5 structure, critting on his engine. Medium pulse laser to the right leg down to 4 structure. Medium lasers to the center torso and left torso, both glancing blows for 2 each, down to 8 and 5. The Thor, Ballista, hits Victor Rama in the Black Knight in the right arm with an ER large laser down to 14. And a streak 6. Splashes all over. Right arm is down to 10. Left torso, center torso are both down to 18. Nairn at Mandible hits on the center torso with an ERPPC down to 19. Missed with the Gauss rifle on an 8. LB-10X hits the left torso for 10 down to 15. Medium pulse lasers to the right and left torso critical, critting on his LRM 10. Left leg, right torso down to 4. ER small to the right arm down to 14. The light flak turret hits Ballista in the chest, critting on his engine and gyro. Nice. Mad Cat hits Petra in the right torso with a Gauss rifle down to 1. Large pulse laser to the center torso. Small pulse laser to the center torso down to 27. SRM4 to the left arm down to 12. Center torso down to 25. And 8 LRMs to the right arm down to 15. Medium missile turret hits mandible in the left torso, center torso, right arm, right leg for a total of, that looks like, what, 15? 9 and 6, yeah. Heavy bombard turret hits ballista in the center torso, critting on a jump jet. Left leg, left torso, left arm, right arm, all going internal, no crits. Elementals tried to swarm Earl again, needed an 8, got an 8, and successfully swarmed him. The Goblin missed Enchanter on a 9. The Highlander missed on a 10, a 10, and a 9. The Thor needs a pair of 5s, gets a 9 and a 7. Piglet needs a 6, gets a 4, goes down on his left leg and left torso, which transfers into the center torso, down to 4 on the leg, 8 on the CT. Did avoid hurting the pilot in the fall. Mandible needs a 5 for getting 80 plus damage, gets a 9. Petra needs a 6, gets a 4, goes down on her left side, takes 5 to the left leg and 5 to the right torso, which goes internal, but does not get a crit. Petra needs a 6 to avoid hurting herself in the fall, gets a 7. Victor took 20 plus, needs a 4, gets a 10. Marauder took 20 plus, needs a 5, gets a 2. Goes down on its rear, takes 8 to the right arm and left leg. Left leg is down to 0. Lu Ikarashi needs a 5 to avoid hurting herself in the fall, gets a 7. Nairn needs a 4, gets a 4, stays standing. Which is good, because now we're going to kick Mandible twice and force like 3 consciousness checks, or 3 piloting checks. 1 for each kick. And 1 for 20 plus damage. It'll actually be like 42 damage. On 3s. The Orion will skip. Battlemaster will skip. The Mackie. Mackie will attempt to brush off. Which arms do you want to use to brush off the swarming infantry? 41%. Any arm that misses the infantry hits the mech on the punch table. It would be really, really bad if we punched ourselves in the head and did enough damage to crit on the cockpit. But I want to kill those guys. Also, defending against the swarm attack is not something I've ever had to do in MegaMek, so I'm interested to see how it works. Hanamoto Chi is not going to attack. Okay, Daishi kicks the left leg and the left leg, goes internal, critting on the lower leg, destroying the left leg, transferring into the left torso, critting on the LRM-10 ammo, destroying the left torso, blowing off the left arm, transferring damage is prevented by case. Okay, so the Mad Cat is going down, has no more left arm or left torso. 10 pin kicks the building, takes 10, down to 71. Heavy flak turret destroyed by ammo explosion. They're getting really lucky at destroying these turrets by ammo explosion with like little hits of like 10 points. Mackie punches itself in the head. Takes 6 damage to the head, down to 3 armor. Hurts the pilot, does not go unconscious, and then punches trooper number 3 for, I assume, 10 damage. It's down to 0. No? It would be 6 damage, because I think trooper number 3 took a couple bombards earlier. Elemental battle armor is dislodged. Okay, so they're not going to be following me when I run next turn and get away from them. Mandible kicks the building, it takes 15 and destroys the building. Mandible makes 5 piloting checks, leg actuator hit, was kicked, leg destroyed, was kicked, 40 plus damage. Automatically falls down, takes 8 to where the left arm was, transfers to the center torso, and 3 to the right leg, down to 21. 9 to avoid hurting the pilot in the fall, gets a 5, needs a 7 to stay conscious, gets a 7. Double punch to the head, yeah. I mean, even with the edge, we re-rolled that and still took that to the head. So yeah, that was kind of unavoidable, I guess. Yeah, we did dislodge the elementals, which is good. It means now we can get away from them. Piglet is up to 11 heat because of, I think, 2 engine crits. Jazz Hand also took an engine crit or 2, is up to 11 heat. Petra is up to 5 heat. Everyone, our Highlander is up to 8. Everyone else is at 4 or less. Have we destroyed 50% of them yet? I don't think we have, but we can check. We did lose initiative. Op 4 is down to 42%. Recon mechs are still at 83%. Let me grab my calculator real quick. Calculator. I'm sorry if you guys got some crackle there. My phone was close to the mic when it just buzzed in my hand. Got a notification. Okay, so up 4, 2, 4, 5, 5, 8 plus 2710 parentheses divided by parentheses 10342 10342 plus 2264 close parentheses. I've got that backwards. Dang it, I knew I would. Cut. Backspace. Paste. Divide. 46.23%. 46.23% of their recon mechs and op 4. We can call this a win. Thankfully, we have taken a significant amount of damage. Okay, we also got 3 out of 4 units off the field, with the 4th one well on its way. Okay, no artillery, so no one's going to take any damage this round. No movement phase, no one's going to fall or anything like that. Everyone has a chance to cool down. The Thor gains 10 heat, sinks 21. The Mist Lynx gains 5, sinks 16. Okay. I believe we are going to control the battlefield as well, which is nice. Yes, we save the image summary, we'll save that, and we save the salvage. And the scenario template states the victor retains battlefield control, so that is us. The Emperor, inoperable. With on an 8. The Banshee took heavy damage. We went internal on the right torso, but didn't get any crits, fortunately. The Mackie took moderate damage, including a punch to the head. Nothing else. And yeah, hopefully there's some good stuff out there. The Marauder took light damage. Left leg is down to 0, but didn't go internal. Okay, let's see what we've got for, well, salvage after this. Macon, KIA, we will remember. Earl took 1 hit, punching himself in the head. The Thor, did the Thor escape? Yeah, the Thor had a gyro crit, but a good enough pilot where he was staying standing. Blackhawk light damage, the Thor D crippled with 2 engine hits and a double heat sink. Legs are still there. Let's see, the Thor B made it off the field with no damage. That would have been the reinforcements. The Mad Cat that we crippled, 2 engine hits, left arm blown off, left leg destroyed. Gauss rifle ammo, 5 shots. SRM 4 Artemis capable ammo, 23 shots. Artemis 4, right torso. Gauss rifle, large pulse laser. We could put that in our Marauder that we've been waiting on for a while. Oh, we can't salvage anything. We are over on our percentage. They're going to take that Mad Cat, which is the only thing on the field. Everything else is crippled but escaped. Yeah, no, unfortunately, there's not a lot of good stuff on the battlefield, and we don't get any of it. So that's a bummer. Megamala took a hit. We captured 1 elemental, 2 elementals. We did not capture the pilot of the Mistlinks. We might have captured, no, the Thors both got away. Yeah, we captured a couple of elementals, and that's about it. The Mad Cat, hold on. Did kill the Mad Cat. Hang on. The Mad Cat ejected after it lost its leg, I think. No, Mad Cat wasn't the one that lost its leg. No, the Mad Cat was the one that lost its leg, because it got kicked twice by the Mackie. So we will give that to the Mackie. We'll give that one to Earl. Force withdrawal, yeah. I feel like we kind of did that. Reserve 25%, we did. Reach edge with the Maxim, the APC, and the Ferret. The Goblin was the only one we hadn't. Okay, so that is a victory. 1 scenario victory point, 1 scenario victory point, 1 scenario victory point. Okay, but no salvage. Are you sure? We will resolve, confirm, okay. Yeah, Macon, payout 86,000, okay. Earl and Macon both get a purple heart. Yeah, we'll give her, I guess. Posthumous purple heart, and Earl gets 1 for the XP. Macon, Lou Ikarashi, Selma, Merrick, and Dusana all get combat action for a point of edge. Yes, we will issue those awards. Was not expecting that to happen. There we go. Okay. An arm got blown off, yeah. There should be some limbs to collect, but I guess those are gonna stay on the base along with all the destroyed turrets and stuff. Yep. Nedra and Matt have been added to the personnel roster as prisoners. Macon has been killed in action. Recovered 9 mechs. Good deal. We've got nothing queued up in the briefing room, which is nice. We can maybe do some exploring and try to find some of the enemy bases and destroy them so they'll stop having as many advantages on the battles. But first, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 of our lances are out, so that means we still have 4 lances in reserve. That said, hold on. Our support points were at 0. Our campaign victory points are at 1. Personnel, do we have anyone ready to advance? We've got Fred Jones with 50 XP. I think we're saving up for 60. Fred French with 40. Speaking of which, I was going through and I was noticing that in the special abilities, I used to have 2 gunnery specializations. I'd have like gunnery specialization missile and then missile specialization. I had those separate and distinct. I had them on purpose. They took out missile specialization and laser specialization, and we didn't get refunded anything for it that I can tell. So I know for a fact that Fred French had missile specialization. I'm relatively sure Marco Scarponi had laser specialization, or energy specialization. So those 2 at least I think should get refunded 20 XP. Because they had abilities that are no longer there. So I think I'm going to actually go ahead and do that right now. GM mode, skills and XP, add XP 20. And Marco Scarponi. We're going to GM mode, add XP 20. And if you guys can remember anyone else that had dual specialization like that, you know, where it was the gunnery specialization into a spec and then also the spec specialization, do let me know, either in the comments or on Discord or however you can. But I'm pretty sure those two had it, and I don't remember anyone else that did. Yeah, because Weapon Specialist is incompatible. Tentacle Shogun, I don't think had either one. Oh, Ruby. Ruby, I'm pretty sure had energy specialization too. But I'm less positive about that. Ernestine Feller has weapon specialization, so that's incompatible. Bendick didn't have either. Branka didn't have either. Branka's got sniper. I forget that. So yeah, that means Fred French now has 60 XP. He's already got sniper. He's already got gunnery specialization, sandblaster, human TRO. We can figure out how to spend this XP maybe next time. But yeah, pretty much anything is an option because nothing costs more than 60. Blind fighter, yeah, prevents darkness penalties. Weathered prevents weather conditions. We could do either one of those. I'm thinking weathered actually because those missiles are susceptible to wind. So yeah, we'll do weathered for French. And Marco. Marco might just spend his on gunnery. Just to keep his accuracy up. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. It's gonna cost us some battle value. Gonna cost us actually a significant amount of battle value, but yeah, I don't know what else to spend it on. If anyone has any ideas, like I said, feel free to let me know. You know what? Skills and XP, refund skill, gunnery. Oh, no, 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 not what. Wow, okay. GM mode, skills and XP. Set XP, he was at 47, I believe, 42. Was that 42? He went up to 62. We refund. Okay, yeah. GM mode, edit person, skills. I miss it? I think I missed it. Tech. Gunnery. Gunnery? Piloting mech. Gunnery mech. Okay. And he was a 3-4. Yeah, because we were gonna make him a 2-4. Okay, yeah. No, he had 60 XP. He had 60 after we gave him the bonus 20. Okay, I'm sorry. Had XP 20. Now things are right the way they should be. Ash. Ash might or might not have had. No, she's got a weapon specialization, so she doesn't have an energy specialization. Tugyu, Natural Aptitude, Yarvik, Tactics, All-Weather Melee Specialist. Oh yeah, the Battle Master, the 4/4 with 3 edge. No, it was not Selma, not Blue. Was it Sauna? Well, it doesn't matter now because I was looking at someone who was a 4/4 with an edge. Yeah, Rana. I was gonna swap Dusana with Rana because Rana has edge already, and they're both 4/4s. But Dusana has an edge now too, so you know what? Dusana might spend point of edge. Lou Ikarashi already has 3 edge. Okay. Ian Turtle has 4 edge. Mike Boone has 1 edge. Mike Boone in the Cyclops? Yeah, I think we want to go ahead and spend that on edge as well. Because 1 edge when you're in a Cyclops, which has weak head armor, we will go for 3 edge for him actually. Ian Turtle with 19 XP. I think next thing we're going to do with Ian Turtle is actually Gunnery. Because he does have Gunnery specialization. Sorry, Natural Aptitude for Gunnery, which is even better. And yeah, we're 1 XP away from giving him a 3/4 stats. Let's see, who else? Komachi Ono has 2 edge. Jonathan Odur only has 1. Petra has 5, but she needs to be working on leadership so we can expand the unit. Or tactics so we can get better better initiative. Current skills, support, negotiation 20. Strategy 20, tactics 20. Or leadership 60. It was 60, right? Let me double check that. Current skills, utility, leadership, yeah, 60. So she needs 35 more XP. That's gonna take a while. Other than that, yeah, we need to figure out what to do with Marco. The Marauder is getting close. Ruby is. I don't remember if Ruby had it or not. I'll have to go back and check the footage from like before we started this version. Yeah, in the repair bay, we also have some stuff going on. I totally forgot about that. We'll have Ratnabala doing ammo. She'll reload the Stalker. Zeus needs some reloads. Kraken is gonna need some work. But only 2 reloads. Yep, and yep. Grizzly's a work in progress. The Highlander needs like, some Gauss Rifle reloads and some LRM reloads. The Longbow needs some reloads. Cyclops. Let's see. Mad Cat N. Were we trying to salvage this one or strip this one? I don't remember. I think we were trying to take this one apart. The Night Jeer, we were definitely taking that one apart. We've got... Ben can take the head off on a 4. The Black Lantern, we can salvage the right torso, hopefully on a 4 as well. Where'd Ben go? There he is on a 3, actually. You know what? Let's rush that a little bit. We're gonna go ahead and turn that to strip. Cyclops, we need armor. Who is our armor tech? Sosic with 11 XP and armor specialist can do in a basic facility level C armor. -1 armor specialist, +1 for rush job. Okay, so we're looking at 4s, 4s, 4s all day long. 3, why not? Phoenix Hawk. There's Sosic. Zeus. 3s, it looks like. Zeus is done. The Kraken needs its set of torso repaired. That is going to be a major job. Ben can do that. It'll take most of his remaining time. The left torso is at 57%. We can have Fox do that in 30. Actually, we can do that in 34 as well. The Kraken has done a moderate damage already, and it just has. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to put the Kraken back together. Start with the armor. Veronica can do these on 3s. Why can we not put the left arm back on? Oh, because we still have to salvage or scrap the LRM5s. Okay. Salvage. Arm. LRM5s. Do we have a weapon specialist? Shasa. Can I pull those on 3s? Hair. All. Left arm. Fox. Oh, Fox is gonna have to spend a couple days on it. Get that down to a 4. Other than that, we're just waiting to put the LRMs back in it. The Grizzly's a work in progress. The Highlander just needs some armor. Guillaume, we can do that, right? On 4s. Alright. Russia. 4, 4, 4, and failed. Gained an XP. 9 minutes on a 4. Repair mech left arm. Elena or Ben or Ben. No. Go rush job, but we're gonna do it today. So we'll have Guillaume. No, have Guillaume spend 90 minutes. And then the streak 6. Ben, no. Chris can do the streak 6. Okay. I'm just going to finish up the repairs and then I'm going to call it for the night. I don't mind going a little bit long. I know you guys are anxious to get back to Zero Company, but I don't have Zero Company, so I'm just going to go a little bit long while I do these repairs, and then we'll get out of here. We had Guillaume doing armor on the longbow. Okay, left arm is a work in progress. Medium laser. I know zero for me. Back to my own MekHQ campaign. Well, hey, I mean, nothing wrong with that. I'm a little jealous of Virank for having it and spending all day playing it, but wouldn't mind getting it myself, if I'm honest. Where is that weapon specialist we were just on? Susan? Susan can do a small laser and an ER large laser. And the actuators, those can go to, you know what? Yasrudin needs some XP. He can do 1, 2, and 3. So the Kraken's waiting on its arm, the Grizzly's waiting on a leg, and the Mad Cat. We want to pull the Ferrofibrous armor off. We want to pull the parts apart. But this is where we're going to go ahead and save it. I'd saved it as V2 before I went live tonight, just with those changes that I made. I'm going to go ahead and do V3. Oh, I have a scheduled game of Solasta now with my brother-in-law and nephew. Well, that's cool. And bad reviews. I've heard nothing but good things about Zero Company, so I'll have to look into that. I hadn't seen any actual reviews. I've mostly been looking at people doing like let's plays of it. But yeah, game is double saved on V3. And I'll let you guys go. Don't forget to like, comment, follow, subscribe, join the community. Link to the Discord is in my bio. Little Willie, always a pleasure to have you. Virank, glad you could make it. You guys take care, and we'll see you hopefully next week. Until then, take care and have a good one.